I'm about to say something that is a bit of an ugly truth in the cybersecurity industry right now. Cybersecurity and pen testing is dying, but not in the way that you think. You see, a week and a half ago, Anthropic announced Claude Mythos and Project Glasswing, and if you've somehow been living under a rock, these are Anthropic's latest plays in the cybersecurity space, with Mythos supposedly being an AI model that is so OP it's finding complex zero-day vulnerabilities in a ton of different software. I want to peel back the layers of hype around Mythos for a second here and talk about the real ugly problem in the room. Because, spoiler alert, it ain't Mythos. Cybersecurity and pen testing as a field isn't at risk because of AI replacing humans. It's at risk because of AI killing the one thing that ever made anyone good: the desire to learn. I've been a professional pen tester for just shy of 3.5 years, and I think that's long enough to be useful and a bit knowledgeable, but short enough to remember what I felt like to not know anything. And I think that's the right distance to notice what I'm about to describe, because the seniors who've been at this and been pen testing for 10 to 15 years never had AI available when they started, but the juniors that are coming in right now have always had it. I am in the weird middle ground. I've noticed a quietly growing trend in the subreddits, the cybersecurity communities, the discords. There's this growing fear and decline of hunger to learn. The thing that used to make you pissed off at a hard or insane box until you dug deep enough to understand it and really kicked into research and learning just seems to be declining. By the end of this video, I want to do 3 things. Firstly, I want to show you what I think is actually dying in cybersecurity. And then I want to highlight the symptoms indicating that you have caught this disease and drop you the one rule I have been using to try and claw my way out. This isn't an AI bad video. It's not even really an AI video. It's a video about what learning felt like and what we're going to lose if we don't pay attention to that. Think about the last time you were genuinely stuck on something. Not stuck for 5 minutes stuck for 6 hours stuck. Maybe it was an AD attack path that wasn't working, or perhaps a reverse shell or an exploit that kept dying. Or maybe it was a CTF challenge where you felt like nothing you tried was working properly. Do you remember what that felt like? For me, nothing characterizes this better than the start of my pen testing journey in 2020. I started out grinding boxes on HackTheBox and didn't really have much of an idea of what I was actually doing. And that, of course, led to a ton of frustration for me because you just don't know what you don't know. And HackTheBox is pretty unforgiving in that regard. The process of grinding boxes, though, taught me something invaluable. It taught me that frustration, struggle, and failure is ultimately the best teacher. The struggle, the grind, that's where the resilience and the adaptability and the understanding gets built. And that's, unfortunately, in my opinion, what's at risk of dying here. The window of stuck, where you feel like you're deep in the shit. That's exactly what I'm worried about. The seniors in the field, the people with 10, 15 years of experience, they started out in a world where Try Hack Me and HackTheBox didn't really exist. Everything they learned actually came from finding a tough problem and spending hours trying to solve it. And I'm not necessarily advocating here that we go back to the days where cybersecurity was inaccessible and leaked secret knowledge, and there wasn't public platforms available to learn, because I think it's excellent. It's wonderful that these platforms exist. I think that reducing friction on beginners and giving them accessible content is incredibly important. But what I worry about here is ultimately the death of the learning process, specifically that window of being stuck in the mud where real understanding and resilience is built. And that leads me to my next point. The common argument I see around this is that AI is just a tool. Calculators didn't kill math, Google didn't kill research. This is the same thing. It's not the same thing, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I think that argument is pure cope. All other tools before the age of AI required reasoning and critical thinking to use. Calculators and automatic equation solvers required a fundamental understanding of mathematics. Google searching required knowledge, synthesis, research, evaluation, and critical thinking. Tools before AI preserved the cognitive work and reasoning, which, in my opinion, is where the burden should lie on the user, because that's where the real learning and understanding happens. AI doesn't preserve that work, it does it for you. We've reached a really unique point in human history where, for the first time ever, the tool itself has reasoning capabilities, and you can vibe your way through a lot of technical problems with a very shallow core understanding of the problem itself. With AI, you're undercutting a lot of critical parts of the learning process that made the best people in cybersecurity good in the first place. And I personally worry that if this continues and we reach a point where people are not going to build the skills necessary to be adaptable, tenacious, and determined, which are skills that you need in the real world to solve real problems. And you can say people should just use AI better, skill issue, which is a valid argument. But the thing is, the only way to know when AI is wrong is to have a fundamental understanding of the subject matter in the first place. And I fear that a lot of people coming in now to cybersecurity are not necessarily going to have that, or are rather going to be discouraged in building that because they don't have to anymore. Let me tell you a story. So there's this guy I know, he's a mobile security consultant, incredibly proficient and technically adept person, and he ran into issues a while back on an assessment where custom cryptography was implemented. Now, for those of you who don't know, custom cryptography absolutely sucks to deal with as a pen tester because you're already on a time crunch where you want to find as many vulnerabilities in a client system as possible. And now you have to figure out what they're using to encrypt data and go ahead and build a tool to allow you to do so just so that you can continue testing in the first place. Now, this guy's perspective is pretty anti-AI, and I think a lot of the reasoning why comes down to topics covered in this video. He's previously done stuff like this, such as breaking custom crypto, and he thought for this assessment, you know what, let me try throwing Claude code at this and see what happens. Well, Claude Code essentially one-shot the custom crypto implementation, built a plugin, and saved a ton of time. Sounds good, right? Well, the issue is he actually confessed to me afterwards that he had absolutely zero desire to go learn about what he just did. The process had essentially killed his want to go and learn that thing in depth, the joy of learning. And that was really shocking to me because this is a guy who has spent thousands of hours deep diving tech stacks and becoming really proficient at them through nothing more than sheer willpower and grind. And to see his thirst to learn beginning to die away like that was really depressing to me. So, how do you know if this is already happening to you? Here's how you know you may also be suffering from this, and it could also be killing your drive and passion to learn. I'm going to run you through 3 signals, and I've caught myself on all 3. Now, signal 1 is that you paste before you read. I've caught myself doing this way too many times recently where an error will come up in my terminal and my hand just autonomously migrates to my Claude Code terminal and pastes that error in there before I've even finished reading it. Now, reading error messages and deep diving what they mean is an actually really important part of learning because it encourages you to deep dive an understanding of systems and why they are breaking, and that allows you to understand how they actually work. Errors aren't just annoying hurdles in most cases, they're valuable opportunities to actually learn something, because something is erroring for a reason, and that reason might just be a gap in your knowledge or understanding that's worth filling out. Signal 2 is that you can't explain your own output. Now, if someone asked you right now to walk through a tool that you recently used and explain all the flags, could you? This one's brutal because it catches up with you in real time. On a client call, in an interview, on a team engagement. People in cybersecurity are really adept at understanding and detecting when they're being bullshitted. And if you don't genuinely know what you're talking about, that shallow facade of knowledge that you've built up with AI may just slip off. It's especially tough in pentesting because pentesting is a time-sensitive field where you're often under a time crunch, and AI is incredibly efficient and powerful in multiplying your force over an application or network that you're hacking, which allows you to get substantially more done in a shorter period of time. But if you're always just chasing the outcome and results without appreciating the learning process, I think that you're at real risk of damaging your passion and joy for learning. Now, signal 3 is the worst one, and it's also a bit of a funny one, and that's you haven't been bored recently. It sounds a bit counterintuitive, but being bored and frustrated is actually good. If you think about it a bit, it kind of makes sense. Being frustrated with, say, a failing payload and having nothing to reach for, having to dig through hours of documentation, that sets up a wall ahead of you that you need to overcome. And overcoming that challenge is an important part of the growth and learning cycle. Now, with AI, the moment of boredom very rarely arrives because you have answers literally at your fingertips for almost any problem contextually, and you're almost never stuck long enough for your brain to actually do the slow work. Now, if 2 or 3 of those have hit you and you've recognized that in yourself recently, it's not over, you haven't lost your edge, but you just need to be a bit more careful that your passion and joy for learning is not getting killed by AI. And that brings us to the point that actually really matters. I'm not going to tell you to stop using AI. I think that's a really stupid way of going about things, and it's certainly not going to help anyone. I'm going to encourage you to learn and master these AI systems. It's such an incredible and powerful tool if you can get it right. But there's this one rule that I've started using recently, and I think it's a bit of a powerful thing that's beginning to bring back that curiosity and love of learning for me. And if you've been feeling a bit numb and depressed about this stuff for the last 6 months like I have, this might just get you out of it. 60-second raw dog. That's it. That's the rule. When you hit a problem, an error, a command you don't know perhaps, or a concept that is unclear, give yourself an honest 60 seconds of no AI usage before you reach for your Claude code terminal. No pasting, no prompting, no clankers. Just you, the documentation, and your actual f***ing brain. Now, 60 seconds isn't enough to solve any hard problem, I'm quite aware of that, but the point of this isn't to solve the problem, it's to break the dopamine cycle that exists between you and your AI agent, and it's just long enough for your brain to start actually formulating questions around the problem, to notice what you don't know and flag that conceptual gap. Now, I'll give you a couple different ways to apply this. So, the first of these is when something errors, just read the damn error message out loud, even if you need to. I know it sounds stupid, but it just helps ground yourself and really dig deep into what you are experiencing, what error you're looking at. Sometimes it's something really simple, just a syntax error, and other times it's something complex that reveals a gap in your understanding. Now, the second thing is if you're doing something like AI payload generation, which I encourage, by the way. AI is great for generating payloads in a pen testing context and for doing it very quickly. But actually read the code that you're generating. Make sure that that code lines up with the logic in your natural language, and make sure that those two things are completely aligned before you go ahead and send that payload off to a client system. And the next thing is just Pick an interesting topic that you think you would enjoy and go low AI inside it. So for me, ironically enough, that is actually agentic AI. I'm learning how to build various AI agents with all the modern frameworks that are available, and just limit your AI, your Claude, your ChatGPT usage inside that domain of knowledge for a bit. Just deep dive documentation, build things from scratch. You'll feel really slow and stupid for the first 3 or so weeks, but eventually something will click and you will start to remember what learning felt like again. Now, the point of this is not to stop using AI or become some kind of anti-AI apostle. The point is to just ground yourself and reset your workflow into something that snaps you out of that AI dopamine loop, that autopilot, and engage your deep critical thinking again. I think that AI is such an incredibly powerful and useful tool in the cybersecurity space, and it can genuinely make you so much more efficient. You just have to be careful and mindful that you aren't killing your drive and desire to learn. For those people that keep asking if learning cybersecurity and pen testing is worth it, especially with stuff like Claude Mythos coming out, the answer is hell yes. Do not let AI doomers discourage you from learning and growing and experiencing new knowledge in the field. There are so many amazing resources out there nowadays to learn cybersecurity, and I fully encourage you to get stuck into it. There is absolutely no downside to learning new things, and don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. If this hit and you recognized yourself here, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. And if you're new here, I'm back from a very long hiatus. I'm going to be publishing regularly again, and this channel is going to be an honest read from inside the field.